go back.
What's the matter? See? What's up? Honey, it's all over. You can relax.
Where are we?
We're still in 1950s. You have just heard another adventure into the unknown world of the future.
3, 2, 1. You're listening to Whip Radio. You can find us on the iHeart radio station and the Radio FX app. And action! What's up, everybody? You're listening to Film Maniacs here at Whip Radio. I'm your host, Emma Booth, everybody's favorite journalism and anthropology major, but separately a lover of movies and film. And today, if you're a frequent listener, you might notice that I'm the only one in the studio today. Well, obviously you don't notice that because you can't see me, but, it's just me this semester. Unfortunately, Ava, my co-host, is studying abroad at Temple, Rome. So this semester things are going to be a little different because I'm all by myself. But yeah, she's studying abroad at the beautiful Temple, Rome, and we miss her so dearly. But if you're new, we're so happy to have you. You're listening to Film Maniacs, where we dive into director styles, score choices, talking generally about films that I enjoy, as well as a scene analysis of a variety of films, and sometimes we throw in a little bit of TV shows in there. But yeah, so welcome back. Happy first week of school. I'm doing pretty good. I know nobody asked, but I'm doing pretty good. Have a lot of harder classes this semester. Now that I'm doing double major journalism anthropology, but hopefully it'll be worth it. A lot of reading and stuff, but we're not here to talk about that. I just, so I hope you all had a good break. This semester, like I said, we're going to be doing things a little differently. Obviously, it's just me, no Ava, but I do have some surprises in store. I'm going to be trying to have some different Temple students join me to keep things interesting and make me not go crazy in here by myself. I literally feel like Brittany Broski on the Broski Report, if anybody watches that, because she's just like in a studio by herself, like making herself giggle. And I feel like that is just what I do. So yeah, stay tuned for hopefully some new voices in the coming episodes because, I wanted to start off the semester though, just doing a show by myself, and I'll probably do some shows by myself here and there, but we'll see. This episode is going to be pretty chill. I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite movies that I watched over break. And then maybe some movies that I'm excited to see that are coming out 2025. I have a pretty good list. And some of these movies, guys, I did not know that they were doing all these live action remakes in 2025. And I'm scared. I'm very scared. I don't know how some of them are going to go, and they might really be bad, but you'll see. I'm gonna keep it a secret unless you already know. But yeah, I got into Brooklyn Nine-Nine over the break. I know that's not a movie, but it's kind of been my obsession recently. I've been watching it nonstop. It's so addicting. I don't know. I'm literally on I'm almost finished with season 4, which is all the seasons that are on Netflix, but I know there's all the seasons, there's 8 seasons. I know the next 4 are on Peacock, so I think I'm gonna try to watch them there, but it's just really addicting, and it's prevented me from watching other movies, but I'm really gonna try to get back to my Film Maniac self soon, so I'll be good. But yeah, also, obviously, a spoiler alert is in play for this episode, as always. I'm gonna be talking about 2 movies that I watched in pretty heavy detail, kind of going into, I'm going to be rating them in different categories. So yeah. And if you follow follow us on Instagram at Film Maniacs. I think it's at Film Maniacs. Every single episode, I'm always Film Maniacs, but 1 M. I always thought it was 2 M's, but, no, filmmaniacs.whip. Yeah, sorry. Filmmaniacs.whip. And obviously also follow Whip Radio to You on Instagram as well. So yeah, we're just going to get into it. for the first segment, I'm going to be talking about Anora. Now listen, obviously this movie, lots of hype surrounding it. Everybody's talking about it. Anora this, Anora that, go watch Anora, go do this. I was so excited to go see it, but spoiler alert, I didn't really like it, and I'm going to explain why. So just some background information about the movie. Written and directed and edited by Sean Baker, who is famously known for The Florida Project. He's a pretty big indie filmmaker. He's also kind of known for bringing in like actors who have never acted before and just like kind of finding people off the street. I think he said in some interviews before he does this because he feels like it's more authentic and it creates a more authentic story with like real people, which is interesting. But most of the time, all of these people that he brings in who are like first time actors end up like blowing me away. So I guess he knows what he's doing. But yeah, the film stars Mikey Madison as Anora Mikiva, also known as Ani. She's a 23-year-old stripper from Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, who becomes romantically involved with Ivan, also known as Vanya Zakharov, portrayed by Mark, and I'm going to butcher this last name, Mark Idelshetyan. Mark Idelshetyan. Mark Idelshetyan. You can look it up. I'm so sorry. But he is a 21-year-old son of a Russian oligarch. So basically they meet. He's like, you know, I got all this money. They meet at the strip club. She dances for him. He tells her he's got all this money. He's like, these are my parents. And then he shows her like some Google, but you know, us as the audience, we don't see that. And she's like, oh my God. And they impulsively get married, which obviously leads to a lot of conflicts, and Vanya's affluent family are determined to annul this union. So it's a pretty unique plot. Didn't hate it, didn't love it. The plot, I mean. So this movie was shot on location in Brooklyn and Manhattan, with a particular focus on Brighton Beach, obviously, and you know, this neighborhood's got a pretty unique atmosphere. So Sean Baker, he worked with a small and dedicated crew, which he typically does. And it was funded by independent production companies and supported by Neon, which Neon has done a lot of kind of cult classic indie films. It's known for like, I don't know what other movies they've done, but yeah, so this film won a lot of awards. Obviously, like, we hear about it a lot. It's named one of the top 10 films of 2024 by the National Board of Review and the American Film Institute, and received 5 nominations at the 82nd Golden Globes. 5 nominations. And let me tell you, oh my God, I didn't even talk about the Golden Globes. Guys, what is going on? What is going on? The Golden Globes actually made me so mad. I didn't even see all of the winners for everything. And I'm just going to go off on like a quick tangent, but I'll get back to Anora. Hello? Like, okay, I will say, disclaimer, I did not watch Amelia Perez, but I don't feel like I need to because it looks trash. It looks so bad. And all of the songs that I've heard are just like really bad, and I've seen a lot of scenes, even the scenes that don't have Selena Gomez. Everybody's hating on Selena Gomez, but the scenes that I've seen of her, she didn't look like she was acting that bad. I feel like the writing is just really awkward, and also it's a musical, and you're telling me that won over Wicked? Like, you're crazy. You're actually out of your mind. But yeah, like, what the hell? So including so 5 nominations for Anora at the Golden Globes, including Best Motion Picture, Comedy, or Musical, which comedy is a stretch for this movie, y'all. Best Actress for Mikey Madison, and Best Director for Sean Baker, but didn't win any of those. But it did win the Palme d'Or, which is the top prize at the Cannes Film Festival, which happened back in May of 2024. So yeah, this movie definitely felt more like a drama than a comedy. I don't know why it was being marketed as like a dramedy, but there were obviously like some funny moments. Like there were some moments where like you could chuckle. But okay, also to be fair, I did see this movie in like this really jank movie theater in Seattle, because I was in Washington State over the break visiting my best friend Jada, because her family, I'm from Maryland, like around Baltimore, but and Jada is as well, but her family moved like around Tacoma because her dad is in the military and they live on a military base now. But I went and visited her. We like went to Seattle. We went and saw this movie together. We went to this really rundown old theater that is like right in University City area, like right by UW. And there it was us in the theater and this one couple, and that was it. There was nobody else. And it was freezing cold. There are like 3 theaters in this whole place. It was so small. Like it had not been renovated since 1994. Everything was like neon, like 80s colors, but it was kind of a vibe. Honestly, it was kind of a vibe. But yeah, like I didn't have that same movie theater experience that most people have. Like it wasn't like people were chuckling at different parts and stuff like that. But yeah, like hold on. Let me get my notes up here real quick. Okay. Yeah, so cinematography, loved. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I thought the color story and the shots were amazing. I mean, I expected as much from Sean Baker. I really, really loved The Florida Project. I saw The Florida Project, I think, over COVID, and it's such a good movie if you guys haven't seen it. I've talked about it on the show before. But yeah, I really enjoyed the strip club scenes, but not for the reasons you're thinking, you nasty. Just because they were really like well shot. They did pan shot of all the strippers on like the sofa chairs next to each other at the very beginning of the movie. That was like the exposition. Sorry, it is cold outside, so I am sniffling a little bit, but yeah, so like it was all the strippers next to each other, like giving the lap dances on their clients, and like the lighting was really cool. And I just liked the lighting that they had in all the strip club scenes. Obviously, like it's a club, so the lighting's got to be cool, but like that definitely stood out to me. I also thought that the wide shots, they had some scenes on the beach after basically like the plot of the movie is like the guy Vanya, who the stripper Ani marries, these guys, Toros and Igor, who work for his parents, end up coming back to his place and being like, oh my God, did you get married? You need to annul this immediately. And so he runs away. And then the rest of the movie, or not the rest of the movie, but like a good chunk of the movie after that is Ani, Toros, and Igor looking for Vanya. And they have these like scenes where they're kind of going around all of New York, and they're by the beach. And they did wide shots that were really, really nice. And it's definitely like a really aesthetically pleasing film, I will say. And that's why I wanted to watch it, because it looked really good. But yeah, plot and character development, 5 out of 10. The characters literally never deviated from their stereotypes, which, I don't know, like, obviously you can't ask for too much or whatever, like, no, you know what? I think that movies need to stop being boring. Stop having boring characters that are just surface level. All the characters in this movie were surface level. I'm sorry, I have to say it. And I really expected more. I expected so much more. Like, Anora, she's just a stripper who is, like, she's just written horribly. Like, she's kind of provocative and raunchy. Obviously, like, she swears, like, every 2 seconds. And she's really aggressive. She can fight. Like, she acts, like, super tough and stuff. And then, you know, Vanya is just like a foreign rich boy who's charismatic, and Toros and his partners were just very stereotypical, like Eastern European mobster types, tough, stern, you know, like none of the characters had any depth, with the exception of Igor, who was like the partner of Toros, because I feel like he did express some softness and duality from his like tough shell or his tough appearance, I guess, but arguably I don't think it was great. I don't know. So yeah, pacing. I felt like some of the scenes just went on way too long and not in a good way, guys. Literally, like, there are some movies that I watch where I'm like, the scenes are going on uncomfortably long, but there's a purpose for it, and it's also still entertaining. And I feel I'm very into the story. I mean, I wasn't bored anytime during this movie. Like, I was into it the whole time, but I don't know. There were just scenes that went on way too long. So specifically the scene where Vanya runs away, runs out of like his mansion, and Ani is left with Taurus and Igor for the first time. It just felt so uncomfortably long. And I know that was maybe the point, but art is subjective and I didn't like it. So there you go. Like, I don't have much more to say about that. Like, it was just weird, and it's felt so repetitive. Like, they kept saying like the same things over and over again to each other, and it was just Ani, like Mikey Madison was just like yelling at everybody, and then they were like trying to tie her up, and she was like, "You can't do this," and then they were like, "Why are we tying her up? Like, that's bad. Like, we're not trying to hold her hostage." Yada, yada, yada. Like, it was humorous, I guess, but it wasn't. It just, I don't know. I hated that scene. But acting, 10 out of 10. This was the only category that I felt like was actually a 10 out of 10. Mikey Madison was really the redeeming quality of this movie. Her acting was amazing. Like, even though her character was kind of like not written the best, she really did a good job. Like, really, her acting was so good, and she's just perfect in general. I'm kind of obsessed with her, but I don't know. Okay, this is just me, and you know, chat, let me know what you think, but I don't know if she just doesn't have that much of a personality, or maybe she's just trying to be more professional, because every interview that I've seen of her, she just doesn't give much of anything. Like, she doesn't give much of her personality up, or like anything about herself, like personally at all. She just is like this soft-spoken girl, and we didn't want to have an intimacy coordinator because I just decided, me and the director, I was asked about it, and me and the director decided, like, I like that, kind of, like, she's sexy for sure, but, like, I don't know. I want more personality. I want more, like, quirkiness. And maybe I've just been used to, like, all these quirky girl female actresses, in interviews, and, like, I'm not used to having different energy, but I don't know. I feel like she's hiding some of herself, just like to be professional, or like be like media trained type. So yeah, but that doesn't really have to do with the movie. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this was Mark Shetien, the guy who played Vanya. I'm pretty sure this was his first acting gig. I saw an interview where he said that it was. Obviously, he's Russian. English is not his first language. And I just thought he played the part really well. I don't know. He did his job. Also, Ivy Walk is in this movie. And if you're on your computer or phone right now, do a quick Google Ivy Walk, WOK, and you'll see that this girl is a little bit of a jump scare. Like, Jen, every time, and I don't know why, I remember seeing her on TikTok a bunch, like 2020, 2021, but yeah, like, she's such a jump scare. She's in English Teacher with Brian Jordan Alvarez as well, if you've seen that. It's on Hulu, which is really, really good. But she's just been in a bunch of stuff recently, and she gives me the ick. But yeah, it was just the writing that kind of made some of the characters fall flat. Overall, I enjoyed it, but I was also left like pretty disappointed and confused by the ending. I just wasn't really sure like what this movie was trying to say. Like, it talks about like being a film that's like trying to like defy social norms and discuss, gender politics, and I was like, girl, what? Like, this is so not, I don't know. And also, there was nothing more to the plot than what you see in the trailer. Like, I thought there was going to be more, but if you watch the trailer, that's the whole thing. That's the entire plot. Go watch the trailer. There you go. You watched Anora. Like, it's just, give me more. And I don't know, it's the last scene where like Ani was like crying in Igor's arms in the car at the end. I don't know if they were trying to like show her vulnerability or the fact that she needed him to understand what she went through. It was just like, I don't really know if I liked it. Either way, I just had a lot more questions than answers. And sometimes that's good, but here I just feel like that wasn't the case. I feel like there were way too many questions, and the plot didn't really move at all. Like, they were just going from place to place, but nothing new was happening, if you know what I mean. It was just like, meh. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Anora. We're gonna go into a quick break. I talked a little bit more than I wanted to, but obviously, like the entire rest of the world, I've been so obsessed with the new Bad Bunny album. So I want to play some of that for you, and then we will get into the next movie. So see you in a bit.
Si te quieres divertir con encanto y con primor, solo tienes que vivir un verano en Nueva York. Nueva York. Si te quieres divertir con encanto y con primor, ¿pero qué es? Solo tienes que vivir y este frío un verano en Nueva York. Un ratito nada más. Ey, 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 4 de julio, Perla y Ulay. Ando con mi prima borracha Rulay. Los míos en el Bronx, saben la que hay. Con la nota en hoy, por Washington hoy. Willy Colón me dicen el malo. Ey, porque pasan los años y sigo dando palos. Prendiendo discos como cuadro Frida Kahlo. El perico es blanco, sí, sí, el tusi rosita. No te confundas, no, no, mejor evita. Ey, un shot de cañita en casa de Toñita. Y PR se siente cerquita, sí, sí, sí. Con el campeonato nadie me lo quita.
Cerveza nuevo, no me van de veces nuevo, ¿ok? Puerto Rico.
Como Bad Bunny va a ser rey del pop, ey, con reggaetón y dembow, ey, con reggaetón y dembow, sí, con reggaetón y dembow. Como Bad Bunny va a ser rey del pop, ey, con reggaetón y dembow. Me siento como el lápiz en tope del dough. Cuando yo nací fue que nació el flow de low a low. Ping pong, flow pesado, Big Pong, con silenciador le robamos las gatas. J-Bone, ey, yo estoy en la mía, no tengo adversario, no. Con los Yankees los me en Soto, a correr que otra vez lo sacamos al estadio. Ya mismo nos vamos. Un ratito más. Cuidado que nadie nos escuche. Cuidado que nadie nos escuche. Cuidado que nadie nos escuche. Cuidado. Tú tienes piquete, mami, yo también. Tú estás buena, yo estoy bueno también. Huelo rico y ando con los de 100. Si tú lo quieres, lo tienes que mover. Tú tienes piquete, mami, yo también. Tú estás buena, yo estoy bueno también. Huelo rico y ando con los de 100. Si tú lo quieres, lo tienes que mover. Lo tienes que mover. Lo tienes que mover. Lo tienes que mover. Lo tienes que mover.
All right, we are back. You are listening to Film Maniacs if you're just tuning in, and I'm just going to get into the next movie that I wanted to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoyed that song, Nueva York, Bad Bunny. Get into the new album. Debí tirar más fotos. So good. So good. Obviously, if anybody knows me in real life, I'm a huge Bad Bunny fan. So I'm just going to gas that man up every chance I get. Yeah. But anyway, back to the movies. this next movie was another movie that I watched over break. And unlike Anora, I really, really enjoyed this movie. Really enjoyed this movie. And so we're just going to get into it. Shiva Baby. If you guys don't know, this is a movie written and directed by Emmy Seligman, I think. Is that how you say her name? She also wrote and directed Bottoms, if you're familiar. So it stars Rachel Sennett, who plays Danielle, a college student navigating the awkwardness of a Jewish Shiva, which is like a mourning gathering, like a funeral, while dealing with a cascade of personal tensions. So her day kind of spirals into chaos when she encounters her ex-girlfriend Maya, played by Molly Gordon, and her sugar daddy Max, who unexpectedly shows up with his wife Kim, played by Diana Agron. Yes, you heard that right, from Glee. And their baby. So Danielle, Rachel Sennett, struggles to keep her secrets from unraveling, and she faces intense scrutiny from her overbearing parents, played by Polly Draper and Fred Malamed. Polly Draper, I think, is like famous. I don't know. I think she's from like an older generation, so she might be famous to some older people. No offense, but I'll get into it. But she was amazing. So she's basically, she's at this funeral trying to not face her nosy relatives and parents. And the film uses sharp humor and mounting tension to explore themes of identity, familial expectations, the complexity of modern relationships, blah, 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 blah. So Shiva Baby was actually based off of Emma Seligman's 2018 short film that she did at NYU. Which I found really interesting. I didn't know that until like looking into this film a little bit more for the show. And it explored kind of those same themes of identity and tension at the Shiva, and was really well received at different film festivals, and obviously led to the development of this full-length feature film. And Rachel Sennett was actually cast because she worked on the original film with Emma Seligman. So it makes sense that she also did Bottoms with Seligman as well, because they seem like they're college besties or just like college friends. And this movie was kind of arguably her breakout role. If you don't know who Rachel Sennett is, get into her. I love her so, so much. She is so iconic. She's amazing. She's so funny. I think she's an amazing actress because, I've only seen her in like more comedy stuff. Like I saw her in Bottoms. And then I didn't watch The Idol, but I know she was in it. And I know she's actually, she's writing her own HBO show right now that is going to have, like, a bunch of really cool actors in it. And I'm pretty sure Quenlin Blackwell, like, as in, like, from TikTok and Vine, Quenlin Blackwell, is going to be in the movie as well. So that's really exciting. And I'm really excited to see that. But yeah, so back to Shiva Baby. Premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival in 2020, was widely praised, and went on to earn several nominations and awards, including Best Screenplay at the Toronto Film Critics Association Awards, Best First Feature at the Independent Spirit Awards, and Jury Prize for Best Narrative Feature. And I just want to say a quick shout out to Dave Carney at the Wine Bin. I'm getting a message right now, and I want to say a quick shout out to Dave Carney in Ellicott City. He's the owner of the Wine Bin, so if you're ever in Ellicott City, Maryland, go check out the Wine Bin. But yeah, so Shiva Baby, Best Narrative Feature at the Outfest LGBTQ Film Festival. And yeah, so Emma Seligman, she basically drew inspiration from her own experiences, attending Shivas and grappling with the familial and cultural expectations in a Jewish family. And this film kind of blends like dark comedy and thriller elements, and it stems from the director's desire to capture that anxiety and awkwardness of like, just navigating personal and social dynamics in a confined space. Yeah, so this visual style, it kind of it's mirrored through Danielle's growing anxiety with these tight framing and quick cuts, which I'm going to get into the cinematography in a bit. But yeah, so this movie makes you really uncomfortable, and you get like secondhand embarrassment, which is very anxiety inducing. And I remember I was watching it at home with my mom, and she got so mad at me and was just like, I can't watch this anymore. I'm leaving the room. Like, I can't believe you're watching this. Like, just because there's like this violin music in the background that's really intense, and like it's really trying to up your anxiety, because that's what it feels like when, she just graduated college. She's at this event with all these family, church member, like synagogue members. And it really makes you feel like you're her in the position, because she's got all these secrets, and she doesn't really know. Everybody's asking her what she's going to do after college, and she doesn't really know. She just is saying like, well, I have some interviews lined up. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It was brilliantly done. And especially the scene where her parents are trying to like make fun of her in front of her sugar daddy and his wife and baby, and like they're telling these embarrassing childhood stories of hers. It's so like anxiety attack, like literally panic attack type beat. But that's kind of like, that's literally exactly how it feels. It's very accurately portrayed. Because I've been to those kind of events where my parents are talking about me and they're sharing embarrassing stories from when I was a child. And most of the time they're funny. Like, my parents are very funny. But sometimes it's like, come on, really? Like, now? Really? And I know it's their job, but, and they, love them. Love them. But anyway, cinematography for this movie, 10 out of 10. Amazing, show-stopping, wonderful, never been done before. Love it. Love the color grading. The tight shots, everything is like very close up, and you can almost like, you can literally see like every single one of Rachel Sennot's pores. I keep wanting to say Rachel Sennott, but I know it's Sennott. But it sounds like it should be like Sennott, like French. But yeah, so everything was really perfect. I love like the close-up shots. And the director worked with cinematography Maria Rush, which was she's a cinematographer, and they also went on to do Bottoms together. So really love Maria. I love what you've done. Love what you've done with this film. The whole movie really felt like it was one take, and I love when I get that feeling when I watch a movie, because it makes it feel so raw and vulnerable, and it's just like a really great vibe. Plot and character development, I gave a 9 out of 10. This may have been like the only aspect that really lacked a little, if at all, just because I feel like they could have added some more depth to some of the characters. Like, I really wanted to see more from the sugar daddy. Max is his name. I don't know if it was just like the writing of the character or his acting, but I feel like he could have been like more. I don't know. I guess I just wanted him to be like have a scene with like a scene alone with her where he like takes her aside and is like, stop saying all this stuff to my wife, like da 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 da. Or like, I wanted him to be like really villainous, I think. And also, I don't know, like the actor, I just feel like they should have cast somebody else, because, and this is just my personal opinion, no shade to anybody to this man. Sorry to this man. But he really did not give off sugar daddy vibes. He gave off like your nerdy millennial cousin who's like works for a law firm, and he's kind of weird, and he loves I don't know what he loves. He loves like Smosh. I don't know. But yeah, he was just like, could have been more. Pacing, I felt, was a 9 out of 10. I really like how the plot, like, you were really just like dumped into this story immediately at the start. You don't really know anything about the characters, and it's like, here, they're at a Shiva. Well, I mean, it doesn't really necessarily, it kind of starts with Rachel Sennott at the sugar daddy's place, like, they're woohooing, and then she gets a call and she goes to the Shiva, and the movie kind of just like followed that day, and the whole movie just was that event. Not even the day, like it was just that event. And I feel like they presented the characters and the info in a really interesting way, where you had questions, but there was also a lot of context that you could get, and it was kind of for you to like figure out by yourself in a way. But it wasn't like too little information where you're confused the whole time. I've watched a couple movies like that, and that are like hard to follow because they just dump you in the middle of this event. But all you really needed to see was this day and this event, and you got the message, you understood everything. Acting, 9 out of 10. Love, love, love Rachel Sennett. Obviously, been talking about her for like the past 10 minutes. But she's so funny, quirky, and she's just like, she's real. She's a real queen. I also thought Polly Draper as the mom was phenomenal. I've never heard of her before this. Honestly, both the parents were really good. Fred Malamed was the dad. But they were really perfect. They just like they did their own with this, and I loved it. Also Jackie Hoffman, who's like a pretty famous actress. She's been in a bunch of other stuff. Very recognizable. She played like a community member, like an aunt or something. She played Susan. So funny. I mean, everything she's in, like I just remember some other stuff that I've seen her in. I forget what she's been in. Let me look it up real quick. But yeah, she was so funny and just really brought like the side character comedy flair. She's also in Only Murders in the Building. I think she's originally in Grease. She's in Knives Out. Who does she play? What's she known for? I don't know. She's from Chicago. Marvelous Miss Maisel. She's in a lot of stuff. Anyway, really good. The only reason I gave it 9 out of 10 for acting was because, again, the guy who played the sugar daddy wanted more. I just didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. He was so lame, and he just does not seem like the type of guy. Like, he seems like the type of guy to maybe, like, cheat on his wife, but not to, like, have a full-on, like financial investment in other women. But that's just me. Honestly, it's one of the best movies I've seen in a really long time. I was engaged this entire time. Really would recommend watching this. It's also really good, like, because we see a lot of coming of age movies that are focused on high school and, you know, graduating high school, leaving high school. And now that I'm not in high school anymore, I still enjoy those movies, but I think I just want more stories of, like, young adults in the real world and, like, in their 20s. And I guess you do get a lot of those, but they're very kitschy, and I feel like none of them are, like, really accurate necessarily, and they kind of make you look at things through, like, a rose-colored lens. Like, they're not real as this movie was, and I really liked it, because I mean, obviously I'm not out of college yet, but I do know that when I'm out of college, I'm probably gonna feel really lost at first and not know how to, like, explain that to other people in my life and stuff. Or not people in my life, but I guess people who are, like, especially people who are friends with your parents. Like, you know how it goes when you go to these events or you go to family events and they ask you about what you're gonna do and what you're studying, and you're like, don't talk to me, please. Please don't look at me, please. So yeah, we are going to head into one more break, and then I'm going to talk about some future movies that are coming up later this year, and then that's going to be the end of our show. So I will see you guys in a bit.
See, right now, I need you, I'll meet you somewhere now. You up now, I see you, I get you. Take care now, slow down, be cool, I miss you. Come here now, it's yours now. Keep it, I'll hold out until now. I need you right now. Once I leave you, I'm strung out. If I get you, I'm slowly breaking down. And no, it's hard to say, but I wish you were right here. Oh, it's hard me tight, then lets me go. He loves me now, he loves me. He holds me tight, then lets me go. Soon as you leave me, we always lose connection. It's getting messy, I feel your affection. Don't loosen your grip, got a hold on me. Now forever, let's get back together. Lord, take it so far away. I pray to God we don't break. I want you to take me up and down and round again. And oh, it's hard to say you, but I wish you were right here. Oh, it's hard to leave you when I get you everywhere. All this time I'm thinking we could never be a pair. Oh no, I don't need you, but I miss you. Come here. And oh, it's hard to see you, but I wish you were right here. Oh, it's hard to leave you when I get you everywhere. All this time I'm thinking I'm strong enough to sink it. Oh no, I don't need you, but I miss you. Come here. He loves me now, he loves me. He holds me tight, then lets me go. He loves me now, he loves me. He holds me tight, then lets me go. He loves me now, he loves me. He holds me tight, then lets me go. He loves me now, he loves me. He holds me tight, then lets me go. You gotta say that you're sorry at the end of the night. Wake up in the morning, everything's alright. At the end of the story, you're holding me tight. I don't need to worry, am I out of and oh, it's hard to see you, but I wish you were right here. Oh, it's hard to leave you when I get you everywhere. All this time I'm thinking I'm strong enough to sink it. Oh no, I don't need you, but I miss you. Come here.
I'm making the most of my life till the day that I hit 25. I know that they'll make an adult of me. I know that I'm not quite ready to be. And I know I've got some growing. I realized the other day when I said some things that I knew that I shouldn't say. I opened up a letter of bills that I didn't pay. They were due in April, but now it's the end of May. It's like that I had to be so young till the end of time. I realized when I struggled to get out of my room last night, got on the phone. I begged for my brother to take me home. When he asked why, I said I'd rather be here alone. I went to the doctor again.
are back. Going into the last segment of the night, I'm going to be talking about some future movies that are coming out this year. Some of these, doing some research for this episode, I didn't know about. Some of these I did know about. Some of these I'm very upset about. And we're going to get into it because I don't even know where to begin. Well, I do know where to begin because I know the first movie that I have on the list. So, apparently, this one was crazy because apparently they're doing a live action Lilo and Stitch. And I did not know about this. I was not told about this. And I didn't have time. I was going to watch the trailers for these before I did the show so I could tell you guys or not if it looked good. Some of them I've already seen the trailers, but I'm just going off of titles, what I know, who's going to be in it. So yeah, they're doing a live action Lilo and Stitch, which I don't really know how that's going to go. Like, I love Lilo and Stitch. That's such a beloved movie that I just can't, I don't know. Take a shot at how many times I've said I don't know. But yeah, Hannah Waddingham is a voice in this. I don't know who she's playing, but I love her. If you don't know who that is, she is what's her name from Ted Lasso? What's her name? She's the boss. She's the boss from Ted Lasso, the blonde woman. Also, Zach Galifianakis is voicing this, and apparently it's a musical, which I didn't know that the original was a musical. And I feel like I've seen the movie a lot of times, and I feel like I missed that. Maybe I'm just slow, but I really did not know that Lilo and Stitch was a musical. But I guess it's a musical, and it's going to be a live-action musical. And I think if you're going to do a live-action version of an animated movie, just don't make it a musical. Don't make it a musical. There's so much more room for error when you make it a musical. But this movie is set to come out May 23rd of 2025. So I guess we'll see once it comes around. Next, the Minecraft movie. Oh my God, the Minecraft movie. I don't care. I don't care how ugly this looks or how bad it might be. I'm watching it. I'm going to be there in the theaters. Double cheeked up, large popcorn. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be so ready. And by cheeks, I mean the cheeks on my face will be full because of how much I'm going to be smiling. That's what I mean. So I'm just I'm so intrigued by a Minecraft movie. I've seen the trailers. I saw the trailer when I went to see the Wicked movie. It was like before the movie. And they're not giving up the plot. They're not giving up anything. They're being so mysterious and nonchalant, but I kind of like it. Like, stop. Why do I like it? Jason Momoa is in this. Jack Black is obviously playing the iconic Steve, and Jennifer Coolidge as well. Who else is in this? Some other people, Emma Myers, Daniel Brooks. I don't really know these actors, but I think they are well known if you guys know. And the Minecraft movie is set to come out April 4th, 2025. So best believe I will be there. I will be there. Who wants to come with? Let me know. Then we also have Snow White. The live action Snow White is coming out with Rachel Zegler. So yeah, I mean, I think obviously like live action reboots of Disney movies are very, I think it's fair to say that they're hit or miss, or that, I don't know, I think a lot of people mostly hate them just because they're such classics and they have such a beloved fan base, and like those Disney adults, y'all, those Disney adults are crazy. They're crazy. But yeah, and also a lot of these classic Disney movies are animated musicals, and then, like I said, once you make a musical that's already animated live action, I feel like a lot of the time, I'm not going to say a percentage because I don't know, but I feel like a lot of the time they're not good. I don't know. Also, Gal Gadot is the evil queen, which I didn't know that, but now I do. And fun fact, the script is actually co-written by Greta Gerwig, as in Greta Gerwig of Lady Bird and Little Women, and Frances Ha, and Barbie. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm sure you guys know who Greta Gerwig is, but, you know, for all the people that don't, for all of the losers that don't, I thought I would refresh your memory. Yeah, which is really cool. I didn't know she was all up in that Disney thing. I didn't know that. But, you know, Snow White is set to come out March 21st, 2025, which is pretty soon. I think, no, it's not the earliest one on this list. There's some other ones that are coming out sooner. But yeah. And then we saw, well, I've seen some ads for this. It's called Last Breath. It's got Simu Liu and Woody Harrelson, and also Finn Cole from Peaky Blinders, which I've never seen Peaky Blinders, but I know it's very beloved. So it's about Chris Lemons, a deep sea diver famous for surviving underwater for 30 minutes without oxygen, and I'm pretty sure it's a true story. So Finn Cole is joined by Woody Harrelson and Simu Liu in this miraculous true story of survival about Lemons and his crewmates, who against all odds successfully completed a harrowing rescue mission in a race against time. And yeah, it's like a thriller, looks very intense, but it looks pretty good, honestly. And I probably won't see it in theaters. I'll see it when it like comes out on streaming stuff, but it's actually coming out the day after my birthday, February 28th. My birthday's February 27th. It's coming out February 28th, 2025, obviously. And then Love Hurts is the next movie looks kind of interesting, movies to watch. I took these from Rotten Tomatoes, but I know there's some more movies that are coming out this year that are better than this, so I apologize. But yeah, so Love Hurts is from producers of Bullet Train and Fall Guy, and it's got Ke Huy Quan, who was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I'm pretty sure he won the Oscar for that. And Ariana DeBose, which is, you know, Angela Bassett did the thing, but she's also from West Side Story. But she is that girl. So yeah, it's another high concept action film starring Ke Huy Quan, Ariana DeBose, and Quan leads the film in the role of an unassuming realtor who has reformed his former life of crime. However, a message from his past pulls him back into the life he promised to leave behind. This plot sounds very interesting. I'm very intrigued, and I want to know more. So I'm definitely excited for this to come out soon. This is coming out February 7th, 2025. And then the last movie is How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version, which I'm so mad. This actually looks horrible. This movie looks so bad. And I love How to Train Your Dragon so much. Like, that movie, me and my sibling used to watch it all the time when we were younger. My sibling Alex was like obsessed with How to Train Your Dragon, and so obviously I was too, because I wanted to be just like them. And this is coming out June 13th, 2025, so good thing we have a little bit of time before, but, you know, I have really low expectations. So, yeah. And that is it for the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's first episode this year. Maybe you learned something new. Maybe you're just chiming in. You can check out my latest review on Letterboxd. My username is ebooth7. Also, obviously, follow Film Maniacs on Instagram, filmmaniacs.whip, and follow Whip Radio, Whip Radio to you. As always, whipradiotoyou.com will be your go-to location to stay up to date and check out what we're bringing up at the station here. And yeah, I'm going to do a question poll on the Instagram sometime soon, kind of asking for movies that you guys want me to talk about this semester, and just like any ideas if you guys have for themes and stuff. So be sure to check that out and give me some suggestions, because I'd love to hear. So yeah, that's all we have today, folks. I will see you next week. Bye.
WHIP,
Temple University,
Philadelphia.
Volvió a estudiar en Colombia, la isla sin nada que hacer. El año se le hizo largo, estudió y cumplir su deber. En llamada a su amiga le dice que este verano es pa' beber. Solo quiere salir y de nadie depender. Hasta que me conoció, ella no se lo esperaba. La vi entrando en la disco, me devolvió la mirada. Sonrisita nerviosa, entre besos se enfadaba. Se le escapó un te quiero a la que no quería nada. Hasta que me conoció, ella no se lo esperaba. La vi entrando en la disco, me devolvió la mirada. Sonrisita nerviosa, entre besos se enfadaba. Se le escapó un te quiero a la que no quería nada. Bebé, los dos sabemos que es verano y que tal vez cuando termine agosto no nos volvemos a ver. Pero quiero tener algo pa' cuando no esté. Así que acumulemos recuerdos, cada vez que el labio te muerdo me empuja y me pega a la pared. Mirándonos fijamente como en una última vez. Sé que estudiar la usa y me usa su merced. Bebé, sé que le tiene mucho miedo al compromiso. Y yo también, quieres olvidarme, ódiame. Si eso te ayuda, pero mami entra en duda. Porque sé que solo tú te ríes mientras chingamos en el cuarto a poca luz. Nos echamos la última copa y ya le cuide esa salud. Y eso que es sentimental nunca ha sido su actitud. Hasta que me conoció, ella no se lo esperaba. La vi entrando en la disco, me devolvió la mirada. Sonrisita nerviosa, entre besos se enfadaba. Se le escapó un te quiero a la que no quería nada. Estoy reviviendo todo lo que hicimos este verano. La playa de la mano, los besos sin te amo. Haciéndolo hasta tarde para levantarnos temprano. Cantaba mi tema mientras yo tocaba el piano. La isla se hizo pequeña cada vez que nos miramos. Escuchando reggaetón a 180 cualquier tramo. Ella se va pero espero que nada sea en vano. Nunca había tenido algo tan sano. Hasta que me conoció, ella no se lo esperaba. La vi entrando en la disco, me devolvió la mirada. Sonrisita nerviosa, entre besos se enfadaba. Se le escapó un te quiero a la que no quería nada.
Welcome to my problems. It's not